Welcome back to Sous Vide Everything, guys. If you love deep frying, this episode is 100% for you because I've been deep frying wrong all this time. Check it out.
Take a look at these two examples. You see, normally when we think about deep frying, we usually use panko. The pieces are super large and it's good. It's also extremely convenient because it comes ready to go. But after you deep fry with this, these are the results you get. It's okay, it's not bad. But I wanted to do like the way they do it in Japan. And after watching so many street videos, this is not what they use. So I went ahead and did my research to experiment. Because the results I got are like this. Look at how flaky that is. And now I'm ready to show you what I did right and what I did wrong. Check it out. These are breadcrumbs, but not what you think. They all come from white bread. To make it, it is extremely easy. The first thing I like to do is to remove all of the crust. For some reason, if you do it with the crust, it tastes bitter. It's not good, and if you want to have the best results, I highly recommend taking it out. When I first started doing this experiment, I started using a box grater. That's because every research I've done tells you to use this. And let me tell you something, it is not good. Not only does it take time, you can also get hurt with your fingers, and the end result is not that great. The best and the fastest way is to use a blender, but there's a trick. You don't want to overdo it, if not it's just going to become powder. And another thing, do it little by little, because if you do it nice and slow, you should have results like this. Now that looks like every Japanese street food I've ever seen, and it is a perfect combination. One more tip, I tried it with several different breads, and butter white bread gives you the best result. But now that I got that down, the next thing to do is to go ahead and put this against real panko. And for that, obviously we're gonna need meat, and I chose this big pork loin. It is cheap and extremely versatile. Let me show you. Since there's so much of it, I went ahead and took out the middle part. This one I'm going to be using for a roast, and hopefully it's going to be one of the best pork roasts I've ever made. The other pieces I went ahead and started taking out pork chops. If you know, I always say thicker is better, especially when you're cooking sous vide. But hey, the first thing we gotta do is to test the crust. So for that, I went ahead and got some Ziploc bag, put it in, smashed it down until it was a 1/4 inch thick. You see, whenever you deep frying something like this, what you're looking for is the most amount of crust, and giving it a bigger surface area is better. The fat is 100% optional. You could either remove it or just leave it. It is up to you. I also recommend doing small little cuts like this. It will make the meat more tender and delicious and allows the salt to penetrate faster. Talking about that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and get it seasoned. For that, I kept it simple and added salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Since it is so thin, you don't want to season both sides. The next thing to do is to go ahead and get it breaded. And for that, first I used a little bit of all-purpose flour, then I jumped into the egg wash, then finish it off with breadcrumbs first. As you can imagine, I did the same exact thing but using fresh bread. And in the end, the results are like night and day. Look at this. I mean, just by looking at it, you can tell which one is going to be more flaky. The next thing to do is to go ahead and get it deep fried. For that, I like to keep my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As always, whenever you deep fry, make sure you lay it down away from you. That way you will avoid any splattering. I did the same thing for both. I deep fried them until they were golden brown. And man, this is looking gorgeous. Because once I was done, these are the results I got. Here's the panko, and here is fresh bread. But the most important thing is not just about my opinion, how about everyone else? Because as I sliced them open, we first went for the fresh bread. And that was incredibly good. Then we jumped into store-bought breadcrumbs. And that was significantly inferior. Now that I knew that fresh bread was better, it was time to finish up this experiment. And the next thing I decided to prepare was the roast. To give it a nice shape, I went ahead and dressed it with butcher's twine. Remember, sous vide cooks it even no matter what. But if you want a nice round shape, this is the way to go. For the seasoning, I kept it exactly the same. A little bit of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Remember, this is a roast. You want to make sure that you season it well. Now that we got it perfectly seasoned, the only thing left to do is to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and get it ready for the water bath. As I was doing so, it got me thinking, what if we sous vide 1 inch thick pork chops? Is it going to be better than the flattened out one? But hey, that's to be determined real shortly to find out which way is best. And I kept the seasoning exactly the same as the previous one, just salt, freshly ground black pepper, and garlic powder. The only thing left to do was to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and it was ready for sous vide. Now as a side dish, I prepared a very simple coleslaw. The first thing I did was to chop up the cabbage really fine. Now for this coleslaw, everything is about the sauce, and remember, exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. Into the pesto and mortar, I threw in a good amount of sesame seeds. I crushed it well until it almost became a paste. As you can see, this is what I was looking for. Then I threw in mayo, followed by brown sugar, a little bit of soy sauce, white vinegar, followed by sesame oil, black black pepper, and finish it off with salt. Then you want to mix it well and combine all of those ingredients together, because the only thing left to do now is to add it to our cabbage and mix it well. Add a few slices of lemon on top with a little bit of parsley and your coleslaw is done. Now that should pair up perfectly with our deep fried pork. Talking about that, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and cook it. I'm cooking the pork loin at 140 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 hours. The pork chops on the other hand, it's only for 1. And I cannot wait to find out how they're gonna taste.
I'm telling you, everybody, if you've never tried real bread instead of breadcrumbs, give it a go. You will thank me later. I can guarantee you. Now, here's the deal. The pork loin, cooking sous vide is the best way to do it. It keeps it nice, tender, and juicy, cooks it all the way through. 140 degrees Fahrenheit, you can expect a little bit of slight pink. However, believe it or not, it is actually safer than cooking it all the way through traditionally. It is ready, we are hungry, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. I cannot wait because we are starving. Here's the plan. As you already know, all we gotta do is the egg wash, put all the breading together, and deep fry it. I am going to deep fry it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until I get a nice golden brown crust. Once that's done, it is ready and it is time to eat. But now I know what you're thinking. I know my pork loin don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful feast today, Mama.
Really a feast today.
A real feast, everybody. I mean, we're gonna be full after the end of this video, right?
I'm gonna be full halfway through this video.
Man, that's a lot of food to try. I am definitely not complaining. First thing I want to know, because I've already done this with the rest of the team, we preferred a certain crust. Try out that crust right there. Let me know which one you like better. All about the crust. Let me know how crunchy it is, good, bad, or ugly. You ready?
Let's do this.
Very first one. Cheers, everybody.
Wow, that's crunchy.
That's delicious. Don't get me wrong. That's delicious, everybody.
Oh, it's nice, crunchy. I can't tell any different from the usual.
Regular crust.
Regular crust.
That's regular breadcrumbs. So it makes
why.
sense. Now check out this crust here. Look how different it is.
That looks crusty. It's like flakier already.
Yep.
And more breadly, crumbly. I don't know how to explain that.
I'm curious to find out which one you're gonna like better. Second one. Cheers, everybody.
Oh my God.
Which one is better, Mama?
Hands down the second one. That one, like, no comparison. The crisp is crispier, but it's like even smaller pieces, so it's softer when you chew.
Exactly. And a pleasant surprise as you're taking a bite. You know the difference? One is breadcrumbs, and the other one is just real bread. Like real bread. I just put it on the blender, blend it up, and now that's it.
Wow.
Highly recommend, everybody. Do that crust. I'm telling you right now.
Do that second one. That is amazing.
Try it. You will thank me later. I'm telling you. I'm actually very pleasant surprised. Now, that one over there was done sous vide. Okay, I have the same one right here.
Okay.
Let's try that one now. I want to know which one is better. A thick one, sous vide, or the real deal and just deep fry it like it was.
Okay.
All right, so let's try this one here. Ooh, so tender, man.
Man.
Huh? Extremely tender. All right, the sous vide version, much thicker. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's good. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is good.
oh, that's crazy good.
You got the flavor of both the breadcrumb and the steak.
Yeah, it's not a steak, it's a pork, Mama. My mom thought it was a steak. That's how good it was, everybody. Hey, look, I'll give you five. Mama, what's
It
going
was
on?
so juicy, you fooled me.
Absolutely, highly recommend.
Special occasion one.
Special occasions only. As you can see here, we got the roast perfectly juicy, everybody. I hope you showed to the camera. Let's try this one. Cheers, everybody. That's a dinner. This one here is lunch.
The flavor of the pork really comes through on that one.
Crazy juiciness, tender, crispy skin. That is amazing. I highly recommend you doing any one of them.
Listen, no matter what you do, make sure you do the bread crumbs.
Yeah, the bread, real bread.
Real bread
Crumbs, yes, exactly. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Now I know, always deep fry with real bread. It will be better, I guarantee you. Hi, Momo.
Oh yeah.
See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.